What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Realistic Cremo. This is episode number 55 and the beginning of our fourth season in charge at Nottingham Forest. And as we look at the board's objectives here, they want us this season to sign one player of a different nationality to the club, so a non-English player, get a streak of 3 clean sheets in a row away from home. That is an outrageous expectation considering our track record with clean sheets. They want us to win the Europa League, which is my main aim this season. They also want us to win the FA Cup, whilst also finishing in the top 4. And I think season 3, I've had time to reflect, and I think it was a successful season. Yes, the first half was definitely a struggle, and considering we finished 4th the previous season, to finish 5th, I guess, technically is a step back, but I think we overachieved finishing the Champions League after the second season, and we did well to reach the quarterfinals in that competition. And we did well across all competitions, to be fair. You know, the FA Cup, we reached the semi-final, quarterfinals of the Champions League, and then we obviously won the Carabao Cup as well, the first piece of silverware brought back to the City ground. So I think overall it was a successful season, but we're definitely going for it this year. I definitely want to win some trophies. The Europa League is my main aim. Looking at the board, the budget that the board have given us this year, 218 million. We had about 40 million, I think, saved up from the end of the last transfer window as well. So we've got a lot of money to spend. I don't necessarily want to sell a lot of players or bring in a lot of players. As you can see here, a couple players, one player left on loan, and then Ndombele, obviously we knew he was going to the Bernabeu. His move to Real Madrid is confirmed. See you later, Tanguy. But I think, overall, I'm quite relatively happy with the squads. We rejected a bid here from Sassuolo for Brereton Diaz. Obviously, we know with Isak out until November, players like Brereton Diaz and Brennan Johnson are going to be huge for rotation, especially because in those 2 months that Isak misses, we're going to have European football as well as cup games. So there's going to be plenty of games to play. So I'm thinking potentially a fourth striker, like we had Zardes. He was just as cover, more so to keep our starting strikers fit. We might have to bring in maybe a free agent like that. But there's a couple of positions I'm looking to improve. Maybe a centre back, potentially an attacking player as well. But I think the centre back's more of the position I'm looking to focus on as we run through the squads here. And there are a few players whose contracts are running out at the end of the season. There are a few youth players who we'll put on loan. Leo Wright there has potential to be special. Very exciting for that. And then, a bunch of people who we need to give some contracts to. A few people who we will let go for free at the end of the season. Rakitic, one of those included. But overall, quite happy with the squad. We need to get Isak fit. He's obviously out for another 4 months. He'll miss 2 months at the start of the season. But I still think we've got enough cover within the team. As we chuck a bunch of youth players up for loan. This is the difficult thing. Like, now we're in our 4th season with the youth system. Unless they're just like growing massively where I can feature them in the league, I can't see them breaking into the team. You know, Benjamin Farmer was obviously like the freak result of I think maybe even there's you get like a quality, like a world star in your youth system when you make a career mode, and Benjamin Farmer was him. He is him. But the rest of them, Leo Wright's showing great potential, but I just can't see him playing too much. I'll try and involve some youth players in the early parts of the season, especially because that's one of the objectives. I need to feature them in 20 games as subs or starting, just in the league, which is annoying because if it was across all competitions, I could rotate. But anyway, we reject a big bid from Dortmund for Cyankov. We are not letting our Ukrainian winger go anywhere. Dortmund obviously a big side, but Cyankov has just been smashing it for us, and I want that to continue. What a free signing he was, by the way. As we change some of the scouts, the scouting reports, what we want to send the scouts out to find, mainly centre backs. I'm thinking. We've also got Niakate Maguire. Maguire is, I think he's 32 now, the captain. Niakate is still going strong, but then we have Bella Kotchap as well, and then Hummel's retired. So we only actually have 3 centre-backs. Ryan Yates can play back there, but I'm liking him in the DM role now. As we have another big bid here, Atletico Madrid wanted to take Nico Williams back to La Liga. They offered us 32 million, I think it was, plus Alan St. Maximan. Crazy bid. we say no. Nico Williams, he's 23, he's 85 rated. He is looking special. Loving the Spanish winger that we've got there. And then we reject another bid from La Liga Espanyol coming in for Maxime Lopez. As we see a bunch of the youth players go out on loan. A few of these youth players are their contracts run out at the end of the season, so a few of them probably will leave at the end of the season, but maybe a couple of them will give some new contracts too. And then another bid coming in for Maxime Lopez. The Spanish clubs are loving our players. Real Madrid, they've taken one of my centre mids already. They've taken Tanguy. I'm not letting them take Maxime. As we look to identify the first signing of the fourth season, and I was debating between Pierre Kalulu, the French centre back at Fulham. He's been approached by Roma, so I sort of had to rush to make a decision if I wanted to bring in the Frenchman, or Max Kilman at Rennes. Obviously, former Wolves defender. He's just been quality, and I think he's got a bright future as well. He's 28 in the game, obviously, so he's a bit. I'd say he's in his prime centre back years, but he's over in France. So I was just debating whether to bring in Kalulu or Max Kilman. There were a few other options as well. Wesley Fofana now at Everton. Ezri Konsa's now at United, along with Robin Lenormand. So a few options. And to be fair, whoever I brought in, it was mainly going to be as backup. Niakate and Maguire are still my starting centre backs, and the other two, the rotations, Bella Kotchap and whoever else we bring in, will be starting a lot of games, primarily in the Europa League, as we reject a bid for our German centre back. Aston Villa coming in, big bid actually, way over his valuation, and I feel bad for Bella Kotchap because I could easily accept one of these offers for him. A few come in this summer, and I'd be tempted to let him go because I want him to have first team football, but I like him, and obviously losing Hummels as well, we can't afford to let another centre back go. So we pull the trigger and we go for Max Kilman. I felt like this was the right choice. He's a left-footed centre back, so he can cover that left side when Niakate is out or if we need to rotate. And at 28 years old, I just think he's in his prime years as a centre back. And yeah, he's had a few years out in France in Ligue 1 with the Rennes, but we want to bring him back to the Premier League, the former Wolves defender. And I think this is a really shrewd signing. I think it was 32 million we ended up spending, a bit over what I was hoping for, but I wanted to get the deal done. So he comes in on decent wages as well. I mean, we have quite a big budget for wages anyway, but Max Kilman, I'm very excited about this signing. An English centre-back who I just think is going to fit the system really well. He's like a ball-playing centre-back. He's left-footed. He'll fit right in, and he'll be getting a lot of game time as well. Hopefully, I'm not sure if Rennes have been in the Europa League in the last 3 seasons on this save, but hopefully he's got some European experience under his wing. But even if he hasn't, I know he'll do well. He takes the number 3, and he is our first signing of the fourth summer. 30 million it was in the end, actually, so quite happy with that price. That's not a bad price at all, as the game gives us an A. I'll take that. Cheers, game. Max Kilman, let me know what you think of that signing in the comments. I think it's a pretty... I'm quite happy with that signing, I'll be honest. Max Kilman, first signing in. Obviously, the board wanted us to sign a player that isn't English. We will do that at some point. But for now, our first player is an Englishman. And then before we make any other signings, we actually tie down a few players whose contracts will run out at the end of this season. Brennan Johnson, Ryan Yates, Omar Richards, all players that play quite a lot, especially the first 2. They all get 1-year deals. As we reject another bid from Bella Kotchap, this time from Championship side Burnley. And then Real Madrid. Will you just leave me alone, Ancelotti? Bloody hell. Let me keep my players. These come in. 50 million bid for our star man, Benjamin Farmer. And yes, I feel like every season I have this issue with Farm where I'm like, I don't know where to play him. He's obviously good, but I just don't know how to get the best out of him. Maybe I should sell him, and I think, no, he's a quality player. So we reject that bid from Real Madrid. And we reject a few other offers here. Freiburg coming in with a big £37 million bid for Brereton Diaz. I already said how important he's going to be. Arsenal coming in for Nico Williams, and then Liverpool, nearly a £75 million bid for Nico Williams. Now, I know I've got a talent on my hands with this kid, and I am not letting him go. I just don't think I'm in the mood for selling, We're going to need a big squad this season, and I'm quite happy with all the players we have. Although, One player I was happy to sell is Anderson Talisca. Yeah, he's decent rotation, but at 31 years old, we got him on a free. I would happily take any money for him, and it's definitely profit. And I was very happy he went to Lyon, and you'll see why soon. But Talisca heading to Lyon, we got him for a season. Quite happy with that. Quite happy with the year he gave us. He obviously assisted. I think it was the Trivela assist on his debut in the Champions League last season for that for Syankov's goal, the opening goal in our win in Turin, in match day 1. But Anderson, thank you for your service. You head off to Ligue 1 to Lyon. £27 million, I'll take it. The game seems to think I could have got a little bit more, but I didn't want to push it too much because I wanted to make this deal happen. And you'll see why I was happy for him to go to Lyon was because of this man, Jacob Ramsey, once of Aston Villa, now of Olympique Lyonnais. The 24-year-old centre mid, he can also play cam, he can play in a wide range of positions. He is at Lyon. So I'm thinking, I sell them Talisca, and now I reckon I can poach Jacob Ramsey. As you know, they got Talisca as a replacement, so let me bring Ramsey back to the Premier League. Like Max Kilman, he's had a few years of experience in Liga, but I want to bring him back now. And at 24 years old, I mean, this guy's tearing it up in real life. I know I think he just got injured in the under-21s championships, which is a shame because England have made the final, so it would have been cool to see him play in that. Hopefully he's fit for the start of the season for Villa. Obviously, Unai Emery has brought his side into Europa League for next season. Apologies, by the way, if you can hear anything. There's actually mad thunder going on outside right now and a bit of lightning. So if you hear anything in the background, that is Mother Nature going crazy. But yeah, anyway, sorry, back to the video. They wanted Maxime Lopez plus cash. I said, no, we're just going to give you cash for Ramsey. We end up accepting a £44 million offer. 7.5 million over his valuation, but look, I'm happy to make this deal done. We've just made about 60 million in the sales of Talisca and Ndombele as well, so I'm quite happy to splash a bit of cash. And like I said, we had over 200 million, so we got plenty of bucks to spend. And Jacob Ramsey, what signing he'll be, you know, he's got some experience abroad now, but we're bringing him back to the Premier League. Welcome our second signing of the 4th summer window, Jacob Ramsey, and we're going to give him the number 16 as well, which I just think suits him. I think that was his number at Villa after he went from 41. I think he went to 16, so giving him the number 16. And welcome, Jacob. Again, I think Jacob and Max are honestly really shrewd signings. Let me know what you think of these signings in the comments. I think these two English players are going to bring a lot to this team this season, and I think they're going to smash it in Europe especially. As we see here, well, I said I wasn't in the mood for selling, but when the champions come and knock in, yes, I rejected their bid for Nico Williams, but Moussa Niakhaté, our 29-year-old Senegalese centre-back, has been with us since day 1. But I thought, you know what, I'll sit down with Jurgen and see what I can get out of him. I asked for 25 million, Niakhaté is valued at 18.5, and Jurgen said, do you know what, yeah, we'll pay 25 million for your centre-back. And just like that, Niakhaté, who, I mean, yeah, 3 years he's played with us, pretty much the whole entire way he's been our centre-back as well, with his partner rotating. I just think he's been class. He's a really, really good centre-back, great pace, great strength, left-footed as well, which is always rare in a centre-back. Off you go to the champions, to Liverpool, to Champions League football as well. Moussa, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your services to Nottingham Forest. And, well, that makes the Max Kilman sign-in look even more important now. Kilman will just come straight into the squad. And we probably need to bring in another centre-back now. We're back down to 3 centre-backs, Kilman, Maguire and Bella Kotchap. We are probably going to have to look at bringing another centre-back in. But Niakhaté heads to Anfield, heads to Liverpool. And, well, you know, it's quite funny, actually, because the board wanted us to sign a non-English player. And we've signed 2 English players, and we're looking at a third. Tosin Adarabioyo and Cesar Azpilicueta were my 2 options to replace Niakhaté's centre-back position. I want 4 centre-backs, especially with European football, and Azpilicueta being 35 years old, yes, he's 78 rated, but he's on the free agency market, so he would cost us nothing but wages, and I think he would be great experience. However, I think Tosin Adarabioyo would be a class addition to this team. Tall, strong centre-back who's doing really well with Fulham. However, as you see there, Fulham can't sell him because they're short in the centre back positions. You would have said, obviously, at the start of the episode, we were looking between Kilman and Kalulu. Kalulu had been approached by Roma, and obviously that deal went through, and he went to Roma. So Fulham cannot sell us Adarabioyo. So we're gonna have to look elsewhere for a centre back. If you have any other suggestions for a centre back, a fourth centre back, do you want us to bring in? Let me know in the comments. But as we look at the budget there, 207 million. We rejected a bid from Dortmund for Nico Williams. He is not going anywhere. That will be the end of the first episode of season 4. We will kick off the games and the fourth season in charge of Nottingham Forest in the next episode, as well as some more transfer activity. But if you're enjoying the series, drop it a like. We're so close to 250 subs as well. So if you're not subbed to the channel, drop it a sub. Thank you all very much for your support. I hope you have wonderful days, and I'll catch you in the next episode very soon.